Today we're going to grade every single player from Team USA after their dominant win over New Zealand. Overall, it was a pretty solid performance from Team USA. In my opinion, they looked much better than they did against Puerto Rico, but still not quite as sharp as they were against Italy. That Italy game is still probably their best performance so far, aside from the Senegal game, which honestly was a bit too easy. Senegal was never really going to challenge them, so it's hard to judge much from that matchup. But against New Zealand, I'd say the performance was decent overall. Not spectacular, not terrible, just a solid outing. So today, we're going to grade every player from A to F based on their performance. First up, Paige Bueckers. She finished plus 29 while on the floor, with 3 steals, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and 7 points on 8 shots. What I liked about Paige today was that she took the right shots. Whenever she was open, she didn't hesitate. She took them. She had 1 turnover that came on a pass intended for Caitlin Clark. It was a bit of a tough play because it almost looked like the turnover might be blamed on Caitlin, but in the end it was credited to Paige. Either way, it didn't really change much. Overall, Paige had a solid, balanced performance, and she also played very good defense. So for Paige, I'm giving her a B-. Next up is Kelsey Plum. I thought Plum looked pretty good running the offense. She knocked down a couple of jumpers and handled the point guard role fairly well. Defensively, nothing spectacular, but also nothing bad. She was just steady and reliable out there. So I'm giving Kelsey Plum a B. Now, let's talk about De'Erica Hamby. This one was rough. Yes, she had 2 blocks, but outside of that, it was honestly a very disappointing performance. Her chemistry with Caitlin Clark just hasn't been there. She doesn't roll to the basket effectively. She doesn't read the defense well, and offensively she really struggled, considering the expectations. This was far below what Team USA needs from her. So unfortunately, I'm giving Hamby an F for this game. Next is Chelsea Gray. Gray started the game okay, but the team didn't really look great while she was on the floor. She didn't play badly, but she also didn't make a big impact either. It was just a very neutral performance. So I'm giving Chelsea Gray a C. Now let's talk about Angel Reese, because this one is interesting. In the first half, Angel Reese was fantastic. Honestly, she was playing an A or even A+ level early in the game. She was aggressive, active, and making plays on both ends. But the second half was a completely different story. Offensively, she disappeared, and defensively, she looked completely lost at times. So when you average those 2 halves together, I still think the strong first half carries her. I'm giving Angel Reese a B+. Now, the player of the game, in my opinion, was Rhyne Howard. She was excellent. Defensively, she was really strong, and offensively, she caught fire, going 6 for 10 from 3-point range. She was one of the few players who consistently looked confident and impactful throughout the game. She didn't quite reach A+ territory, but she was close. So Rhyne Howard gets an A and my player of the game. Next is Rae Burrell. I actually thought Rae Burrell had a really solid performance. She made a couple of strong drives to the basket, including a really nice Euro step, and she played with good effort all game. She might not be one of the star players on this roster, but the effort and energy were definitely there. So I'm giving Rae Burrell a B. Now, let's talk about Caitlin Clark. This one is tough to grade. For the first 3 quarters, she was probably around a C-level performance. She had a few moments creating her own shot, but overall she wasn't dominating the game. But in the last 6 minutes of the game, she absolutely took over. That stretch was honestly A+ level basketball. Some people will say it happened in garbage time, but let's be honest, this game against New Zealand was pretty much garbage time for most of the night anyway. So when you combine the slow start with a dominant finish, I'm giving Caitlin Clark a B+. Next is Jackie Young. She took a lot of shots and knocked down 2 big threes early in the game. Defensively, she looked a little inconsistent at times, but overall, she still had a solid outing. She hasn't had a breakout performance yet, but she also hasn't had a bad game either. So I'm giving Jackie Young a B-. Now, one of the players who really impressed me today was Monique Billings. She finished with 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks in just 19 minutes. Her connection with Caitlin Clark in the pick and roll looks really promising. She rolls hard to the basket, rebounds well, and plays strong defense. She's been very reliable whenever she's on the floor, so I'm giving Monique Billings AB. Finally, Kiki Ariafin. She had a good overall game. She rolled well to basket and showed good hands finishing around the rim. Defensively, there were a few issues, especially with switching and rotating in the new defensive system, but that's partly due to the scheme they're trying to run. Overall, though, she was still solid. So I'm giving Kiki Ariafin a B-. At the end of the day, most of Team USA played at least solid basketball. The only player who really struggled in this game was De'Erica Hamby. Outside of that, the standout performer was Rhyne Howard, while Angel Reese dominated the first half and Caitlin Clark completely took over in the fourth quarter. Those are my grades for Team USA against New Zealand. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, and I'll see you in the next video.